Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Genesis, chapter 48, verses 8 through 22. So, Jacob is on his deathbed. Joseph goes to visit him, bringing his two sons with him, Manasseh and Ephraim. Now, these boys are now 23, 24 years old. And Jacob says, who are these guys? Who are these strapping young men? You know, it's sort of, there's some familiarity there. But it's also sort of some formal aspect of this, because there's about to be given a blessing, a promise. Joseph responds, these are the sons God has given me. Even though his wife was Egyptian, these sons are gifts of God. And Jacob has already adopted these young men as his own sons. And the reason why is we hear in 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verses 1 and 2, is that Reuben, the oldest, has forfeited his birthright. And Joseph was always Jacob's favorite anyway. And so he is giving the birthright that belongs to Reuben, he was going to give to Joseph, and he's given it to him through his two sons. And Jacob's eyes are weighed down. He's having problems seeing, kind of like his dad Isaac did. And where, Jacob tricked Isaac into giving him the blessing, something different is going to happen here. And so, one of the things that Israel says, I never expected to see you again in my life, Joseph. And not only has the Lord, because he went 30 years without knowing whether Joseph was dead or alive. He says, not only do I get to see you in these last 17 years of my life, but now I get to see your descendants, your sons, my grandsons. And what a great and wonderful blessing this is from the Lord. You have shown me your descendants. And so Jacob is filled with joy for this. And so the two boys are brought forward. And, Manasseh is on his right. And Manasseh is in the position to receive the right hand of blessing. And Ephraim is in position to receive the left hand of blessing. And Jacob crisscrosses his arms, and Joseph tries to fix it. Oh no, the oldest is supposed to get the premier blessing. But Jacob, unlike his dad who was confused, Jacob is not confused. He says, no, I'm doing this intentionally. And he's laying on hands in that he's transferring the blessing that was given to him. He's giving it to his sons, right? All of his sons, but he's giving it now to Ephraim and Manasseh. And this is an irrevocable blessing. Remember how with Esau, he cried because the blessing that was given to Jacob could not be restored to him. But this reversal of where the last is first and the first is last is not something new for God. We saw it, time and again with, from Cain and Abel, with Esau and Jacob, and ultimately with Jesus. And Jesus says in Matthew chapter 20, verse 16, about how the first will be last and the last will be first. But Jesus himself is the one who was first, who becomes last. And he is the last Adam, as it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 45. And so what's happening here with Jacob and the two boys is a foretelling of what God is doing in Jesus. Well, hey, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.